because it is embarrassing and nobody's talking about this. Why aren't people talking about it? Why is the mainstream media not talking about this? $3.5 million they took and they ran with it. Incredible. Harry and Meghan stepped down from one of the most public initiatives in years they've had. Why? Why? Or are we actually surprised? This is not even shocking anymore. It's not even disappointing. It's like, what took them so long?
When we look at this work and why we're so committed to it is because we recognize what it takes for them to put themselves out there in this way and really applaud that so that we can help them champion whatever change needs to be made.
So there's this struggle for them, which is I wish I wasn't here, but now I'm here. There's so much more that I can do to make sure that no other dad or no other mum has to go anywhere near going through this level of experience.
And the losers are the kids. The kids are always the one that miss out because, of course, Harry and Meghan have exploited another group of very vulnerable individuals, parents of dead children. How low can they go? I mean, at this point in time, they give vultures, ghouls, a bad name. They don't even want to be associated with Harry and Meghan. It is quite, I don't understand why they're still on the royal website. Thank you very much for coming to the channel. My name is Paula M. Please don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe. Also put the notification bell to let you know when the videos come out. It really does help the channel. I would also like for you to tell me whether you are receiving notifications if you do have the notification bell on. I want to just take very quickly the time to thank people who are buying raffle tickets to help the shelter. The link is in the video description and in the pinned comment below. I've only sold 240 out of the 1,000 I need to sell. The ticket, the raffle ends in October 30th. So I would appreciate it if for the price of a cup of coffee, you can buy a ticket to help the shelter. Thank you so much, guys. Archewell Foundation launched the Parents Network to great fanfare. CBS with Jane Pauley, where Meghan Markle once again relived an invented drama within the royal family. And while Harry just sat there, kept his distance, and even didn't want to look at her, while Meghan smiled while talking about parents who have lost their kids. It was quite creepy. And of course, we have when they went to New York to that memorial. And it was so shameful to see Meghan Markle stand in front of all those cell phone screens on that memorial in New York and pretend that she cared. Pretend that she cared, because of course they got paid for that. So what's happening right now? Well, in the recent trip to New York, Harry made this very, very sneaky announcement that the Parents Network was merging with Parents Together. That they were representing now, that they were joining forces. Well, I'm going to give you the real tea here, because that's not what happened. Harry goes on this podium with Meghan Markle after they had a nasty fight, because clearly they were not on the same page. The body language on that stage was brutal, and I dare anybody to say otherwise. Clearly they were on a completely separate world. Blabbing away for almost 10 minutes, showing the world how they don't like each other, talking blah, 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 blah. And then Harry, during all that word salad, lets it slip. Parents Together is taken over. We're merging. In reality, when you merge with somebody, you still retain some sort of control. You still do fundraising, some form of administrative hold, some work that you will do. Well, it turns out that the merging means that they have relinquished all hold over Parents Network. They're no longer going to be doing any administrative task, no fundraising for them. They're not going to even be on a date, nothing. Parents Network is now disappearing. It took them less than a year. Oh, it's too much work. It's too much work. It's, it's very tiresome to pretend they care, especially Meghan. I mean, Harry tries, but Meghan, You see, Harry's used to having Buckingham Palace organizing absolutely everything, and he just shows up, gives a speech, makes some sort of stupid idiot comment, people mock him, and he was the cheeky prince, and then he takes off. Now that he has to grow up and actually do the work himself, he's not liking it, is it? The juicy stuff as to why they were forced to quit is that the parents were really angry that, one, nothing was happening. Nothing. Two, Harry and Meghan were not involved with them. They were not accessible to them. They were not really doing anything to promote the Parents Network other than speeches that they got paid for. Three, they were tired of being used for Harry and Meghan and only be contacted when they needed to increase their profile or raise their profile, and they would do these interviews. Four, Meghan Markle's appearance in Balenciaga was the last drop. They've had enough because, of course, these are parents who have lost their kids to social media. And what did Balenciaga do? Let's not forget that very PDF campaign that they did with children. And Meghan Markle flying to Paris, associating herself with the very same brand that exploits children. And she's the one who invited herself. She wasn't even invited. So it was not sustainable. It can't be sustainable for people like Harry and Meghan to say one thing and do another and exploit people in the meantime. The thing is that they're used to getting away with this. They're used to Buckingham Palace covering up for them. But these parents have a lot of power, and they were not having any of it. So what's happening now? Nothing. Harry and Meghan, this is why apparently Harry and Meghan were on that stage feeling very bad because they were forced to give up their cash cow. They were fired. They were forced to quit because the parents themselves, it wasn't as successful. Nobody paid attention to them. Nobody. They were able to raise funds. Apparently, they got $3.5 million from different donors. And of course, as you know, Archewell refuses to disclose who is donating to them in spite of the fact that they are a nonprofit charitable organization, and by law, they should. But so far, they've gotten away with it. I wonder why. So they got $3.5 million and ran with it. Of course, they didn't give any money to the Parents Network. They haven't done anything with the Parents Network. Nothing other than give speeches for which they get paid. So what's going to happen now with the Parents Network? Basically, now that Parents Together, which is a huge organization, has taken over. It happened with Centevale, where Harry was accused of misogyny, misogynoir, bullying, mishandling, mismanagement of funds. And the Charities Commission, in order to spare Harry's blushes, said, well, yeah, there was no misogyny or misogynoir, but yeah, we can understand why it was perceived that way. And yes, the funds could have been handled better. There's some funds that are missing, but you know what? I mean, this guy, this is because it's in the United Kingdom. This guy is getting away with so much. And so, by extension, it's Rachel Meghan Markle. This is the very same guy who pitched the idea of making hot chocolate and having himself being reported as a show. I mean, he thinks he's that great that people are going to be fascinated watching Harry learn how to make a cup of hot chocolate. So yeah, this is the guy who was in charge of the Parents Network, who started the initiative. I'm sure he did start it with some purpose, but now it's gone. Now it's gone. It's Harry and Meghan maybe will get paid to speak in certain instances. So they created the Parents Network. They hyped it up with CBS and running around doing these things and with the Clinton Foundation just to sell it out. I am shocked they lasted a year. But what is incredible is that how the press operates, that they're not saying, wait a minute, what do you mean? And that Parents Network is gone. What do you mean that Parents Together is taking over? Why? Harry has a big enough name to handle this on his own. He's not going to be doing fundraisers for Parents Together. He's going to get paid to do gigs for Parents Together because Parent Network is gone. The $3.5 million is allegedly gone. They're keeping it. How insane is that? How insane is that? And now we understand why they look like that on stage. Isn't that something? Harry went from being a beloved prince and an institution, and now he is simply a ghoul exploiting people's grief to enhance and raise his very bad profile with that skank of wife, Meghan Markle. Isn't that something, guys? Isn't that something how low he is falling, how low he's fallen? And I gotta tell you, I don't blame the parents. I really don't. But at the same time, I wish they would speak out and denounce them and expose them. Why are people holding on to these things? Why are these people still helping them? I don't get it. If I were a parent and I had a ghoul like Harry and Meghan Markle, you better believe I'd be speaking out. I will urge you, beautiful people, to reach out to the IRS, to reach out to Archewell Foundation and demand that they supply to you the 2023 and the 2024 income tax return. Because by law, they have to. Not the impact statement, because they have that. They can put anything on their website. But with the IRS, it has to be approved by the IRS. And as of today, it's not on the IRS website. So, but they have to provide it to you guys by law. Once again, thank you very much for watching. Once again, thank you for subscribing, sharing, and liking. And also, don't forget to buy your raffle ticket if you can. But what a pair of ghouls.
I was such a fraud.